Hello everyone, today I have the new Realme X7 Max 5G with me. Honestly, I am quite surprised by smartphone brands launching so many premium high-performance mid-range phones as of late. We have the Mi 11X from Xiaomi, the iQOO 7 from the Vivo sub-brand, and then we have the Galaxy A72 from Samsung, and this right here is Realme's answer to all its rivals. It is priced competitively at 27,000 Indian rupees for the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant, and 30,000 Indian rupees for 12GB RAM and 256GB variant. So let me quickly unbox this phone, which is kind of rare for this channel, but here it is. First off, we have this paper box with the silicone cover and the paperwork inside. There's a SIM ejector tool too, and here we have the phone itself. We got this asteroid black color variant, while there are other two options as well, namely the Milky Way color option and the Mercury silver. Finally, there's the 65-watt power adapter and a charging cable. I have been using this phone for about a day now, so consider this sort of a mini review. I will be coming up with my detailed review of this phone in about 2 to 3 weeks time, so stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, after using the Mi 11X and the iQOO 7, what I can confidently say about the X7 Max is that its smaller form factor and Realme's decision to not use a glass back and a big battery has made the phone lighter and easier on the hands. Compared to other Realme phones, the company has also refined its design at the back. The big Dare to Leap branding is finally gone for good, although not entirely. There is a tiny version of it right here, but it is subtle, so I don't have any problems with it. And to differentiate it from other phones, Realme has implemented a dual texture finish on the X7 Max. It has a matte sandstone finish on most parts, while the vertical strip running across the camera module has a glossy finish that feels somewhat like glass. Still, I think Realme should be giving a glass back on such phones with a relatively premium price tag. Additionally, the frames are still plastic here. You will find a power button on the right and the volume rockers on the left. They offer nice tactile feedback, but nothing high-end like from an iPhone or Samsung's Galaxy S series. Anyway, what's surprising to see here is the comeback of a headphone jack, which the competitors in 2021 are slowly omitting. So this one's a welcome addition, although you still don't get a micro SD card slot here. On the front, this display looks on par with the Mi 11X and the iQOO 7. Here you get a smaller 6.43 inches Samsung-made Super AMOLED panel with full HD resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and 360Hz touch sampling rate. So far, I've had no issues with this screen. It has accurate colors, the touch responsiveness is great, and even when using it on the 120Hz mode, I did not face any lags or stutters, which is usually associated with budget and mid-range phones. The brightness is sufficient even on a harsh sunny day, so that's good too. Plus, you get a stereo speaker setup with Dolby Atmos and high-res audio. Let's play some music, shall we? Likewise, you also get an optical in-display fingerprint sensor on the X7 Max. It is fast and accurate, and because of the phone's smaller form factor, it is easily reachable too. The Realme X7 Max also runs on the latest Realme UI 2.0 based on Android 11 and is more refined and cleaner too. However, there still remains a lot of apps which you cannot delete. Now, talking about the internals, the chipset that's driving the Realme X7 Max is MediaTek's flagship Dimensity 1200, which the upcoming Poco F3 GT will also be using. Since it's a flagship from MediaTek, it is based on a 6nm architecture with 4 high-performing Cortex A78 and 4 energy-efficient Cortex A55 cores in a tri-cluster arrangement. The graphics is handled by a 9-core ARM Mali G77 MC9 GPU. Here, the Dimensity 1200 also offers dual 5G standalone support and UFS 3.1 storage. Weirdly enough, it is restricted to the slower LPDDR4X RAM protocol instead of the newer and faster LPDDR5. Okay, the Realme X7 Max also has 7 5G bands, while the competition is only offering 1 or 2 bands in India. Anyway, about the real-world performance, the Dimensity 1200 performs as good as any flagship phone of 2021. I have installed well over 30 apps, and in my short time of use, everything has been flawless and smooth. Apps open fast, and multitasking between recent 4 to 5 apps is no issue either. Here are some of the benchmark scores and comparisons with the iQOO 7, which is powered by the Snapdragon 870. Alright, time to talk cameras. Realme is providing a triple camera setup here consisting of a 64 megapixel Sony IMX682 sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. For selfies, you get a 16 megapixel shooter inside the punch hole cutout. Now, since I've only had a day with this phone, I haven't been able to click a lot of pictures from the Realme X7 Max, but judging from a few of my snaps, well, I can say that its cameras are definitely better than that of the Mi 11X and even gives good competition to the iQOO 7. Have a look at these portrait shots. The X7 Max is able to produce close to natural skin tone and better edge detection than the iQOO 7. However, in terms of selfies, iQOO 7 can deliver better photos, although Realme is not that far off either. Additionally, it also offers video recording up to 4K 60fps just like the iQOO 7, but you'll have to dial down to a lower resolution for better stabilized videos. But unlike the iQOO 7, this one does not support OIS. Finally, the Realme X7 Max features a modest 4500 mAh battery. For charging, as I mentioned earlier, you get a 65-watt power adapter inside the box, while the phone supports 50-watt charging. So that was all for my short-term impressions of the Realme X7 Max, and what I think is Realme has priced this phone really well. They definitely have learned their lesson from the X7 Pro debacle, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how it fares against the Mi 11X and the iQOO 7. I will surely test this phone extensively and tell you my pick among these three phones in my full review, so stay tuned for that. Till then, I'm Pratima signing off, and thank you so much for watching.